Shalom Torah fans. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu indicated he plans to expand military operations in Gaza with the intentions of occupying the entire strip, including areas believed to be holding hostages. We'll be talking about this more eventually. Welcome, guys, to this news segment. Welcome, Svi. Welcome, Matt. Great to have you with us today. Matt, what's going on with Bibi, with Netanyahu trying to take over the whole entire strip? And I mean, please give us an update on this.
Yeah, so he's ordering the IDF to go in and take. We are expecting him to officially order the IDF to go in to the remaining areas of Hamas that Israel doesn't quite control yet. Currently, Israel controls about 75% of Gaza, and the IDF and the Israeli government believe that there's about 20 hostages remaining in the area that they want to go in and completely take the rest of Gaza over, just to expand operations and fully take out Hamas.
Okay. Now it's in terms of the population, is this something that people agree with, Prime Minister, or what's your perspective on this?
Well, there are a few different factions. Netanyahu is under a lot of pressure because you have the right, what we will call the right. Yes, you have some ministers, people that are part of the government that have been banned from other countries because of their extreme right-wing propositions in favor of literal ethnic cleansing, yes, and genociding the Gazan population without seeing it even as a problem, which, I mean, interestingly enough, will be more aligned with the biblical view from biblical times, but in today's day and age, right, which is not seen with favor by the international community. On the other hand, we have the left coalitions that are in total opposition of the war and would like to see this ended. And then there are probably a lot of people in the middle, including the families and relatives of the hostages that find themselves in a very serious predicament. On one hand, you would say, I go and blow everything up to get my people back. But at the same time, if you blow everything up, then your people will also be hurt by that. Yes. And we know that there are some hostages that are most likely dead, and not only by Hamas's inflicted punishment, but it could well be also by the bombardments from Israel. And so these families from the hostages, they lean more towards negotiating with Hamas an end of the conflict or a ceasefire, and seeing those hostages come back in a peaceful way, as it has already been negotiated multiple times.
Right. Now, Matt, you mentioned that about 75% of the territory has been taken by Israel, right? And but like Tzvi was mentioning before, I understand that even former leaders of the Israeli army and intelligence services are against this position of taking the 100% of the Gaza Strip. Is that something that am I correct there, Matt?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing as well. Out of the IDF leadership, there is pushback. including their chief of staff, Lieutenant General Ayal Zamir. He warns of risks to the remaining hostages, high Israeli casualties, and long-term military costs, as well as being even more globally isolated than Israel already is by doing this. So there is internal pushback within the Israeli government and within the IDF, and including some security officials from like ex-heads of the Shin Bet, the Mossad, the military. They're publicly urging a ceasefire and a hostage deal instead of further escalation, arguing that an outright takeover will politically backfire on him and even deeper internal divisions within the government.
Right. And on top of that, there's also the humanitarian situation in Gaza, right? Can you tell us a little bit more of that? Elaborate on that. What's the catastrophic situation in Gaza right now?
So right now, Canada has joined in, making it the 9th country to deliver airdrop aid into Gaza. It includes countries like Jordan, UAE, Egypt, Germany, Belgium, but includes Canada through coordination through the IDF. Although the aid itself isn't coming from Israel, the IDF is the one coordinating the aid. But the aid's coming from nine other countries, with Canada joining. And the official number is 675 packages being delivered to Gaza from these 9 countries. The IDF is claiming as high as 785, but the official number is 675 packages since I think it's July 26th is the date.
Okay. Did you say that the IDF is actually filtering this type of aid, or no? They just trust these nations, to send the aid to Gaza. The reason I ask is because, I mean, one may think that what's coming inside these packages, right? I mean,
Right.
can we be 100% sure that this is actually, food supplies and stuff like that, or do you know anything about that?
I don't know a lot about exactly what the IDF is doing specifically with the aid that's coming in from the countries. I know it, from what I'm seeing, they're the ones coordinating the aid, but I don't know exactly what the details of what exactly that means.
Okay.
All
right.
Specifics. Yeah.
Now, in your personal opinion, Matt, this is your personal opinion only. Are you okay with Netanyahu's new strategy about taking the whole Gaza Strip, or how do you see it?
I'm honestly on the fence because it's on one hand, I understand the desire to wipe Hamas completely out, but on the other hand, I feel for the families of those hostages and understand the risk that Netanyahu is talking about making in going in. It's a real risk to the remaining hostages by doing that. So it's a tough situation. It's hard to pick go all in on one side about.
Mm-hmm.
Because you feel for the hostages, but at the same time, I understand the desire to wipe Hamas off the map at the same time.
Right. Now, before going to Etzvi, one last time, I just had I have one last question for you, Matt. There is a prophecy in Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 4. Chapter 2, verse 4, that talks about Gaza being abandoned. Gaza being abandoned. It says, "For Gaza will be abandoned." I'm just wondering if you have a perspective on this as well. Do you think we're living these prophetic times? I mean, so many things happening in the Gaza Strip. Could this be the fulfillment of this prophecy?
Well, it certainly could, because there's been talk for a while now about relocating Palestinians, and if that being the case, and I understand they want to go in and rebuild it, but it's certainly something that brings to mind this verse that we could absolutely be seeing the imminent fulfillment of. So.
Wow, quite interesting. Well, thank you so much, Matt. It's me. One last question for you. I understand that you have a map of the Israel territory right now and the Gaza Strip. Maybe you can show us right there where the Israeli army has been, taking the operations, the military operations on the map, so people can have a better idea of how deep they have gotten.
Yes, it's a little bit of a context, to this. What Netanyahu wants to do to finish the job is something that has been ongoing, especially since May of this year, with a plan that was approved. It was named Operation Gideon's Chariots. This offensive to destroy Hamas's military capabilities and take control over 3/4 of the Gaza Strip. So that is already how it is. So for people to see in the map what the Gaza Strip looks like on the southwest of Israel, on the coast of the Mediterranean, the southernmost strip in Israeli territory. The dotted blue line is the original border from the Gaza Strip. The blue area is where Israel has already gained control. So we see how most of the strip has been under Israeli military control, and only the red shaded area is where Hamas still has control. The one in the middle is, still being disputed now. The yellow that you see is the Israeli territory, on Israel's side, that has been evacuated since all this war has been taking place, since the infiltration on October 7th of 2023. And lastly, the dotted red line out here is how far Hamas and other military factions were able to infiltrate on October 7th, just to put it into perspective, right? Wow. So it's far beyond the area that is now still evacuated. But
I understand that when you used to live in Israel, back in Israel, where do you used to live exactly? Maybe you can show us in the map.
Yeah, we used to live right here on Sderot. Yes, Sderot, that is north at 1 o'clock. We would just go here to all these kibbutzim, on the border, and there was even like a park here where you can go have a barbecue and whatnot, and we would overlook Gaza. And I remember my friend Ishai, a common friend with Michael that introduced me to Michael, he would always quote the Psalm, he prepares a table for us in front of our enemies. When we will get rockets literally raining over us, well before this recent escalation. So definitely an interesting place to live in. And by the way, just side note, Michael visited us there as well a few years before I left Israel. That has been more than 10 years ago, but the recent conflict and Hamas control has been ongoing since 2007. Let's remember that until 2005, 20 years ago, there were Israeli settlements in the north of the Gaza Strip, here near Beit Lahia, north of Gaza City. And in 2005, Ariel Sharon, before falling into a coma that ended with his life, he decided unilaterally to remove those settlements, Jewish settlements, which had the country completely divided, for and against, because the right wing in Israel They believe even Gaza should be Israel, and most of the people, or at least maybe half of the people plus one, were on favor of removing those settlements, and for the sake of peace, which ultimately did not happen, right? Because we know what happened after that. Hamas took power, and rockets started being deployed towards civilian populations in Israel. So yeah, that's where we're at, and so now we're part of. We tend to zoom in whatever is going on right now, but everything is part of a larger context, larger history, and it goes far beyond 2005 as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for the geopolitical lecture right there with the maps and all that, and that gives us a way much better perspective of what's going on and how it is going on. So, well, thank you guys. Also,
Right.
V,
Yeah,
go
we,
ahead.
we have some shout outs, yes, to the newest members of the YouTube channel. We have exclusive content that we are uploading there on a weekly basis, and these are the latest members if you want to shout out to them.
Absolutely. So we just want to thank Tracy Carlson and also Jessica, Trace the Ace, DJ Garza, Stilk 777, June Lake, and Mayunix. Oh, we have Shannon Williams. Wow, we have a lot of people, new people. Mark Rogers and Luis Guerrier, Eric Rush, Mary, and many more. It's a little bit hard to scroll down, but thank you guys so much for your support and for supporting Rood Awakening Ministries and Michael Rood. And it's because of you guys that we can continue doing this type of segments and teachings and bringing hope to the nations and sharing the good news of the gospel and the Torah and the message of our Messiah Yeshua. Thanks again.
Amen.
See you
Amen.
next time. Shalom, shalom.